Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. Josh, you all assisted on a really high number of your made baskets tonight. Just given their aggressiveness on defense, were there some things that you all were able to get to, maybe with your own aggressiveness on offense?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of learning to play off the ball with, the team we have. There's a lot of guys that can handle it, and that's a part of my game I got to keep working at. And tonight, especially playing with someone like Ty, who I know is, a great passer. He has great vision. He sees the floor well. So I always know when he's got the ball to cut and get in the right spots. And he always hits me, he hit me on a couple of those back cuts, floaters, things like that. So just being aware off the ball and trying to, get myself involved in the game in that way.
And then with Poku, what maybe differences are you seeing in him? I know it's a very small sample size these last couple games, but very productive, very efficient on both ends of the floor.
He's been awesome. I mean, he's playing confidently right now, and I think that's when he's at his best. When he goes out there, shoots his shots, doesn't hesitate. And when he plays, freely, he looks awesome out there. I mean, the guy's 7 foot. He can do a lot of things. You saw that layup he had down the lane. When he gets a rebound and starts pushing in transition, he's tough to stop. He's really smart, great passer, makes good plays. So when Poke's playing like that, it's great to see, and I'm happy for him.
Paris Lawson, OKCThunder.com. Josh, wanted to ask you about Kenrich. We talk so much about his hustle and his defense and what he does on the glass, but he had 6 assists tonight, and that's after 5 against Golden State. What are you seeing from him just in terms of how he's been able to share the ball and facilitate a little bit?
Yeah, K-Rich is a really good passer. I don't think a lot of people know that about him, and he does a good job of finding guys, and he always makes the right play. You never see K-Rich take many bad shots or turn the ball over too much. He's a really high IQ player. Guys cut, K-Rich finds them. So it's a testament to, it's also guys getting open, being in the right spots, making shots. But I mean, these last couple of games, K-Rich has really shown that ability of his game to pass the ball, and he's a really good passer. And I don't think people have really understood that. Just because his assist numbers might not be high, but you see over the last couple of games, it kind of the passing he does results in assists these last few games.
And then also wanted to ask you, because Coach Daigneault mentioned the physicality, you guys were able to kind of ramp that up in the second quarter to shave down that lead. But what does that look like for you guys? What can you kind of take away from this game in terms of the physicality required when you're going up against teams like this?
Yeah, you need it. You saw it early. OG posted me twice, got buckets. They had, some of their mismatches they started taking us to the block and getting easy scores in that first half. But the second half, I think we cleaned that up. We hit them first, made them feel us, and then they were thinking twice about coming back in the paint. So just establishing that early, that, whether it's physicality or just that presence to make them feel us is really important. And it goes a long way to, you hit someone when they come in the lane, they're going to think twice about coming back. So it's a mental game as well. But if we can kind of implement that from the start, it's going to go a long way to helping us win a game.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got one on the Zoom. Sorry. Late hand raise. Daigneault, hit it, bud.
Sorry about that, Josh. You guys have tonight. You had Kenrich with 6 assists. It's kind of a follow-up to Paris and Nick's question. But you had Kenrich Williams with 6 assists. You've had nights where Ty has had 5+ assists, and nights where SGA has had 5+ assists. So you guys have a lot of guys that can just dish the ball out. How easier does that make your game as the primary playmaker?
Yeah, it's a lot easier, and it's great to know I've got other guys, around me that can also pass the ball and get other guys involved. So, it speaks to how unselfish we play as a team. We move the ball. We always try, give up a good shot for a great shot. And I think, guys having multiple, 5+ assist games is kind of evident of that. And when we're sharing the ball, getting good looks, we look really good. So I think, tonight it was K-Rich. Ty's been doing that for a long time now. So when we keep doing that, getting guys involved, turning down good shots for great shots, we look good, and we're tough to stop. Thanks.
Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. Theo, I know you've told us you feel like you're at your best when you're playing fast. Did you feel that and sense that out there on the floor tonight?
Definitely. I think the end of the second quarter, we made that run. I think the biggest thing I did was pushing the pace and being aggressive defensively. And I felt like it gave me momentum that I tried to keep going as the game went on.
And then, just as a team, what did you like best about the way you all shared the ball? It was a high assist night, high assist rate for sure.
I think we really played for one another. in that side of the court, try really to make everyone life easier by making sure we give the ball to the open guy. And that's something that was positive tonight that we got to keep going.
Paris Lawson, OKCThunder.com. You might have just answered it, but you kind of got off to a slow start offensively, but you were able to ramp it up and obviously you finished the game with 18 points. Just what did you feel like switched for you and what helped you kind of get into the game offensively there?
I think just diving in, not thinking, but just going, and on both ends of the floor, I feel like it started defensively, just picking up my guy, being more aggressive, being more physical, and I think it helped me on the offensive end.
And then you were part of that second unit. You guys finished with 49 points. Poku had 18 as well. Just what was working for that second unit? What did you kind of feel in terms of the rhythm that you guys had out there a little bit on offense?
Just try to be aggressive, transition, make sure we share the ball. But I think it started defensively. That's how we managed to get easy baskets and having a little bit of flow going on offense.
Anything on Zoom? Going once, going twice. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you. Have a good night.
That's a wrap for tonight.
We'll go questions in the room, and then we will take it to Zoom. We'll have with questions for coaches.
Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. Just your thoughts on the game overall tonight and maybe what they were able to get to early to kind of take command, especially Siakam in that first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they're bigger and more athletic at this point than we are, but we always talk about the difference between strength and physicality. Strength is strength, and they're probably the stronger team. They're a little older and more complete, but physicality is a choice, and I thought we left something to be desired there to start the game. But then I thought we got that into the game and got ourselves back, especially late in the second quarter. We stood up a little bit, which was good, but good lesson for us because that's a team you can't really counterpunch that team, especially with how well they're playing.
And it seemed like you all were at your best when you were playing fast. Just your thoughts on the offense and the assist rate that you generated tonight and the balanced scoring.
Yeah, I thought offensively wasn't the issue tonight. I really liked how we attacked. They're a pretty unique defense. They require you to play with the pass. And I thought on a lot of possessions, we used their aggressiveness against them and we generated open looks. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well, and we're still able to, have a good ball movement night, a good assist night. We needed a couple more of those to fall, and then we needed a little bit more defensively in order to give ourselves a chance in that game.
Paris Lawson, OKCThunder.com. Poku gave you some really efficient minutes tonight, 7 of 9 from the field tonight. Just what stood out to you about the way he was able to get his looks and the way he was able to finish tonight?
It was obviously really good offensively. He shot the ball really well. I actually thought he was better, overall floor game against Sacramento. I thought his second half defense tonight was better. First half, wasn't as good as what he was capable of. So he's just got to continue to be a complete player and really compete. But it was really encouraging to see him, play at the pace he played at tonight. He shot the ball confidently. I thought he took the right ones and benefited from that.
Is he one of the guys who can really benefit from a game like this? You talk about the difference between strength and physicality and a guy who's still developing physically. Is this kind of a good test for you to get him to get a chance to get a look at these sort of film opportunities?
Yeah, they're big and they're athletic and they have an aggressive mindset on both ends of the floor. That's just like the identity of their team is just aggression. They're going to live and die with aggression. And so I just thought, they came in the game with that mentality and, against a team like that, you got to really stand in there physically. And I thought we had a lot of plays where we did that. And then we had a lot of plays where we didn't. And that's the type of team that when you don't, they make you pay.
Christine Butterfield, 107.7 The Franchise, kind of picking off of Paris's question about Poku. Theo Maledon also gave you a lot of good minutes tonight. And just when you think about how much experience they had in the G League coming up here, what does it say about the patience of these players to finally kind of cash in on all the work that they've been doing? Yeah, I mean, the G League minutes and all the invisible work, the non-game minutes that these guys put in is critical. And there's a cumulative effect of that. And, when you do that,
you slowly improve and you have some peaks like those guys had tonight offensively. And it's also not linear. You have some regression, but you just got to stay with it. And those guys have stayed with it. They've hit the process well. Happy for Theo because he did not play well the other night. I didn't think he played aggressively the other night. And then came out tonight and tried to be more aggressive and didn't get off to a very good start. His first stretch, it was kind of rough. And I give him credit. He just kind of plowed through that. He stayed aggressive, stayed confident, and then benefited from that. And I was happy to see him have the night he had.
And then everyone that came off of the bench played more minutes than the starting lineup, except for Lou Dort. Can you just talk about the reasoning behind that?
I mean, some of that's just management of the schedule. Some of that's like how the bench was playing. Like I thought those guys gave us a good lift in the second quarter and late in the third. So it's just kind of a combination of those things. I thought those 4 guys did a nice job off the bench. And then, most of the starters, we're kind of managing the schedule. Obviously we're low on guys right now. We've got some injuries and we have a pretty condensed schedule. We don't have a two-day break really in this whole last stretch. We haven't had one and we're not going to have one. So, just trying to be opportunistic, especially when the bench guys are playing well, to get a couple extra minutes out of them and manage the schedule a little bit and not operate in a vacuum. So.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. Mark, you said before the game that, Mamadi had filled well as a kind of a stopgap center. Now you guys are definitely light on big men now. Like,
yep.
What do you talk about like physicality being a choice, but what are you hoping to see from them when like going into a lot of games, you're going to be undersized?
Yeah, I thought the physicality I'm pointing out was on the perimeter more than it was at that spot tonight. So I'm the first one to acknowledge the things that you can't control. If they play over the top of you, if you get out muscled on a play where you're really starting to stick your nose in there, we're fine with that. That's part of the game. And we understand having a younger team that, we're not going to be fully formed physically when you've got guys that are really early on in their careers. But we also are trying to build a mentality and we're trying to build standards. And one of those mentalities and standards that are really important to us is our physicality. And, if I thought we just got overpowered tonight and gave great effort, I'd say it. But, we've got to be better there if we're going to continue to build the right habits.
And then one more for me, there was kind of a weird possession there in the second quarter. Ty dribbled it the whole possession. There was a shot clock violation. What do you know what happened there?
When was it? End of the second?
It was in the second quarter. Yeah, with about 50 seconds left.
Yeah. So part of that's on me. There's 54 seconds there. I'm trying to slow play a 2-for-1, which is common. A lot of teams do that. So I'm trying to make sure we end up with the last possession, which I think we did. And so it's really not a 24-second possession. It's an 8-second possession because we're initiating so late, and so doing that puts you up against the clock sometimes, but the trade-off of that is you get an extra possession at the end of the quarter. And so, obviously we didn't get a shot there, but that's on me.
In the room. All right, Coach, we have one on the Zoom. Daniel Bell, go with your question, Daniel.
Yeah, Coach. Recently, you guys have been keeping the turnovers relatively low, but the last 2 games, it got 18. Is that something you need to address, or is it just something you just let correct itself?
Yeah, it's like one of the toughest things, Daniel, because, you want confidence and aggressiveness offensively is so critical. You want guys playing in flow. And you want guys going out there and really playing with a lot of confidence, especially guys that are younger in their careers. You can really bite into them, in terms of aggressiveness when you kind of overcoach turnovers, shot selection, so we really try to give them some concepts that we want them to play to that's very much controllable and then coach that and not necessarily coach the outcomes. So like, for example, playing fast with quick decisions, hitting the gas when you're inside an action. Like if a player doesn't do that and turns the ball over, then we definitely correct that, but we don't correct the turnover. We correct the behavior. And then there's some nights where you just kind of turn it over a little bit. And so that's how we try to do it, but that's a tough one. It's really delicate balance between making sure you have some ball security, but also making sure that your guys are going out there and playing with a lot of confidence. All right, guys. See you.
Bring players next.